Hey YouTube, coming at you with Beyond the Hype of Sableye. So Beyond the Hype is where we look at Pokemon with new moves, buff moves, and we take a critical analysis of them, give you the pros and the cons. Not everything's going to be amazing, so we want to do cut out the hype, cut out the clickbait, and let's get into it with Sableye. Shadow Sableye, what happened? We knew a Power Gem buff was coming. They buffed it by more than it was expected. So now if you go to the PB Poke rankings, the Shadow with Power Gem is actually ahead of the non-Shadow with Return. And so why is that? We got to look at a couple things. First, let's look at what has not changed. Dark Ghost typing with that unique typing. Only one weakness, Fairy. When you can have only one weakness with 4 resistances, Psychic, double resist Psychic and normal, and then single resist Poison and Fighting, that's a pretty good situation to be in, right? So automatically typing, great combo there. In terms of stat product, it was a very balanced Pokemon. If you go look at my video of like where does each Pokemon lie, with the 121 attack, 123 defense, 124 stamina, it fit right in the middle. And what it allowed it to do was basically hit you with some moves like Shadow Claw did good chip, Foul Play good chip. One of those moves was not going to take you out, but 2 would, and it was the exact same on the other end. When you got hit with the charge move, you can probably live with it with the Sableye, but you wouldn't live the second one. So that's basically what that stat product means. When you use the Shadow, you get a 20% bonus on that attack stat, and your defense goes down by 20. And that defense going down by 20 makes this thing feel way different when you use it. So I used it, and I did not feel comfortable taking charge moves the majority of the time, because that extra damage that you take with that defense lowered really put you in a vulnerable position. Now, on the other end, there were times where you can just like claw and foul play, which you wouldn't be able to do. So it does offset, but just be aware that if you're going to play the Shadow version of this Pokemon, it is going to be much different than how you play the non-Shadow, because it's basically you can take less charge moves and you don't need as many charge moves. So last time I checked, Shadow Claw was still one of the best in the game for very fast energy, 4.3 food to damage per energy per turn. Great damage Pokemon, great energy generation, one of the best fast moves in the game. We still have that Stab Foul Play now with Stab is same type attack bonus. So Foul Play base plus the 20% same type attack bonus for being a dark. And now on top of that, we have a 20% Shadow bonus. So suddenly those Foul Plays are hitting at 100 damage or 2.24 damage per energy. So obviously way more than it did in the past. Which is why you can really threaten with the Shadow Claws and Foul Plays with that extra Shadow damage. Now, let me just go to the non-Shadow just so you can see it on base. You kind of have to do both though, because let's just check Power Gem here, but then let's compare it to the return, which is on the other one. So Power Gem, the energy decreased to 50. Meaning that 50 energy for 102 damage, again with no stab on it, but the Shadow damage means for 50 energy move you're doing 2.04 damage per energy for 50 moves. So that's not bad, right? Now on the Purified you have Return, and you have 70 for 130. So you have 2 things worse in this situation. It's worse in the energy it takes to get to, because instead of 50 it's 70, right? You can see it here, but you don't get the Shadow bonus on this. That's why you can't really compare here. But you get the 70 energy, which is 20 more than the Power Gem. In terms of damage per energy, it's better on the non-Shadow than the Power Gem, but you would be running the Shadow, right, for the most part. But the raw damage is more, 130 versus what it was, like 100 up here, something like that, 102, right? So the raw damage is more. Now in terms of like when do you want to use Power Gem and what is more useful, Power Gem or Return? Now I'm going to argue that Return is more useful, and this is why. Return as a normal typing move is only going to have problems hitting against Steel and against Ghost, which you can hit with your Foul Play anyways. And Foul Play you hit super effective on Ghost, so that's not bad. If you run Power Gem, you run the risk of not having a charge move for fighters. Because if you get up against a fighter, Foul Play as a Dark and Power Gem as a Rock is both resisted by fighters. So you're going to have no charge move for fighters. That being said, you now have a move that can threaten flyers. Now, for the most part, Shadow Claw Foul Play did fine against flyers. So having that extra super effective move for flyers and I guess ice types in this scenario too. Yes, it's cool. That's the problem about normal typing. Normal typing does not really, I think, anything. I don't think normal typing hits super effective for anything. So you're not getting that super effective bonus on it. Whereas Power Gem as a rock, you're now heading against fire, flying, ice. So if you get against those Pokemon, you now have a super effective move to throw against it. So now the trade-off it has to be your decision. What do you value? What is a quicker move with high damage, with more coverage, but potentially can get walled by fighters, or the normal typing, which hits harder overall return, but it takes way more energy to get to. And you're going to see in the gameplay here, let's get into battles. The gameplay is very, very different when you have Sableye. So I just put a balanced team, Quagsire, Jump Left, cover each other's weaknesses, and then Sableye's a safe swap. So, two things with these battles. One, let's focus on Sableye's, just how different the Shadow Claws hit and how much damage moves coming your way do. And two, please ignore my gameplay. I think this is probably one of the worst gameplays I've done in a while. When you watch these battles, especially the losses, I lost like 4 or 5 games with this team, and I should have lost like 2. Just like bad move after bad move. You think I've like was in like the 2100 range, like tops, because I did not play well. Okay, so losing in the zero shield, that's fine because now I can get ahead on energy. Out comes Flygon, right? Look how much those claws are chipping. If they let this go, which I'm pretty sure that they did, this is going to put them basically in the very deep red, right? So here we go. Again, Flygon is squishy, so it's not that this is a super impressive counter down, claw down, but it's claw, Foul Play, claw, right? As opposed to having to throw a second move. But as you can see, they have only thrown fast moves at me, Dragon Tail and Shadow Claw, and I am already in the yellow. And that's the thing, like this, the damage you're going to take with Sableye, if you've ever used Sableye in the past here, it is going to feel a lot different and not for the better. I mean, it depends. You're going to have to figure out what better means for you. Does better mean do you feel better because you're outputting more damage? Or do you feel worse because you're taking more damage on it? Or do you just not care and that's just the way the Pokemon is? So that's something you need to decide. Quagsire versus Gastrodon. Battle of the Mud Boys. As you're going to see based on my video yesterday morning, and I guess I'm shielding a potential Earth Power. You don't need to shield the Body Slam. I think later I go against the same thing and I do not shield the Body Slam. You don't need to shield the Body Slam. Body Slam is a terrible move on Gastrodon. They end up shielding. And here we go. It's probably a Body Slam and I'm probably going to live it if they throw it. Because even though I'm in the deep yellow, does not matter. Body Slam is terrible. The game almost kind of messes up on me there. But I do get off the Aqua Tail with 1 HP left. Now I take Switch, so now I get the Sableye on this, which is good because I would have a tough time. And speaking about a tough time, a Fire and a Poison is not going to do anything for Jump Left here. So get off the Foul Play. And now what I should be doing is trying to catch. But I screw up the catch here, and I'm like, okay, I'll just try and catch it on the next one. Basically, I'll just farm, come out with energy, and then catch it on this one here. So I'm like, okay, time to catch. And of course, I do not count, so I have no idea what the friggin' moves are. I'm like, oh, I should have felt that better. And now they get off a second move, which I should not have taken. So I'm like, okay, so now I gotta go here, but then I have Marowak. This is low, and now they Marowak. Oh, that's not how you spell Jump Left. Marowak is just going to sweep this team. So definitely not how you play this matchup out. And I ran Aerial Ace Energy Ball because that's the recommended moveset. Oof. I keep saying I'll do one on Jump Left. This is the second time I've used it for a couple times on the team this morning before I switched to Azumarill, and I used it full time here. I do not like it. I do not like this. I don't think this Fairy Wind buff is going to make these fairies as strong as everyone thinks they are. I mean, Jump Left isn't a fairy, so maybe without same type attack bonus, it's a little different. I don't think these Fairy Wind users with the small damage buff is going to be significantly different. That's my first guess, but again, maybe I'll do a more in-depth analysis with different Fairy Wind users. So go down there. Okay, mirror match. So most are running Aqua Tail, which is a community move, so let's label it as such. Most run Aqua Tail Stone Edge, so I'm likely just to see Aqua Tails here. Do get off a Mud Bomb, which is over 50%. So now if they go one more Aqua Tail, I should be able to Mud Bomb them out before they take me out. So get the Mud Bomb off here. Should be enough, or like, I'm still actually surprised it's that short. So do get the Mud Shot down. Actually, you want to know what I felt the most on this is Quagsire losing the 1-1, like one turn on the first and one turn on the third for Aqua Tail, and then the Mud Bombs 1-1 on the second and fourth or something like that. Like, you feel that difference. So Quagsire definitely worse now. Get Jump Bluff on the Dragon. They're staying in. I was worried about the Thunder Punch. That would still be neutral. They threw a double resisted Power Whip at me, so that is an unfortunate shield, but I was just expecting a Thunder Punch, which would have been neutral, plus the Dragon Breath that we're going to add up. So get off the Aerial Ace. They do get taken out. What is in the back? A Typhlosion. So I just throw one in the move, because then I was like, I honestly hope they let this go, because now, even though it's a non-Shadow Typhlosion, you are just going to see the power of the Shadow Claws. And basically, I am just committing to the farm down. They actually go straight Blast Burn, which is great because they probably could have got double Thunder Punch off to take me out. But they do not, and I just claw all the way down. So, Shadow version coming in clutch there. Azumarill. So, having Mud Bomb here is not bad. I think I still may lose in the zeros, but I think that allows me to farm with Sableye. So, Mud Bomb there doing a ton of damage, more than I expected it to. Maybe it says 1496, maybe it's a less excelled version, or maybe just the Shadow just does chip Azumarills here. I was actually a little surprised how much these Mud Bombs do. I get to a third one, and this will grab a shield or take out. So does take out. Okay, I guess I do not farm this one. I stay in here just to get farmed down like an idiot. Because, again, look at that. I would have got to the 4. I was pressing Aqua Tail. I don't know if you saw that here. Let me just show you again. If this was old times, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, I have an Aqua Tail. Oh, no, in this one I don't. So I would have got an Aqua Tail off. That would have been huge chip damage. But now I don't get it off, and they just get the full farm down, right? So careful. Yes, it makes a difference. And some situations like that just, like, basically cost me this matchup. Because now they got a full farm down. I had to shield. I had to respect the Power Gem because that would be super effective. If they're running a Shadow, they're probably running Power Gem. They catch an Aerial Ace on the Fortress. Now I'm down shields, and they caught. And again, now being down shields on this thing. A lot of these, I just went up against one before, so I know it has like Sand Tomb. So I'm not too worried about that. These Volt switches going through will start adding up with following my defense being lowered and being a Shadow. They let it go. Second move comes through. I just got to let it go because Jump Off basically has to try, and I can't really waste any more shields. And again, here comes the full almost farm down. I'm throwing just to burn a shield because I can get to 2 Air Laces, hopefully. They do take me out. And I don't call the Stone Edge this time, and I get hit with it. Or Power Gem. And I get hit with the Power Gem, and then I get clawed down. So if I shield that Power Gem, probably would have won this matchup. But again, I was not doing well at these matchups. So they farm me down. Skarmory. Still a Steel Wing Skarmory, which was nerfed. So even though this is generally a bad matchup for Quagsire, it's a little better now. So get off the first Aqua Tail. I'm going to need 3. They're throwing right away, so if they Brave Bird me, so be it. But if they Sky Attack me, then I can probably get a couple Aqua Tails off. But they end up catching on a Whiscash. So I'm like, okay, good catch, I guess. Go into my Jump Bluff. Let's see. I'll outpace if it's a Blizzard, but it's not. I thought maybe like ABB trying to catch me off guard with the Blizzard. Ooh, my kiddo is crying in the background. I hope you guys do not hear that. He's fine. My wife and daughter are up there anyway, so it's fine. But if you hear crying, land the energy ball, take it out. Now I'm like switch locked and in trouble here. So I start just burning shields. I start burning the switch clock. And with the 50-second switch clock, I can now get out quicker. Like I burn the second one here and then I can get out. I haven't talked much about the 50-second switch clock. I'm probably going to do a wrap up on like maybe the Monday, and out comes a Lantern. I'll be able to get a Mud Bomb off here, and then Sableye should take the rest of this matchup. Yeah. They got way too low here. Actually, I'm just going to sacrifice Jump Bluff first. Force them to throw the Thunderbolt, and then Sableye will just sweep. Haven't talked about the 50-second timer much. What I think I'm going to do... I mean, I probably could still do new Pokemon as of next Monday. Again, league turnover is on Tuesday, but I think Monday afternoon, what I'm going to do is a wrap-up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about all the Pokemon I used. I'm going to re-rank everything that I've used in like what I think is like overrated and underrated. And then I'll talk about the 50-second switch timer there. So I think that's the best way to kind of wrap everything up. So that'll be next Monday afternoon before season turnover on top teams on Tuesday. Licky against Quagsire. So rollout is resisted. But again, rollout, even though it got a little buff, is mostly just a fast energy generating move anyways. So get the first Mud Bomb off. I can probably live a Shuttle Ball. It is a little licky, so it's probably not very attack heavy. Yeah, so I do live. Get the second Mud Bomb off. Probably not enough to take out. If it's not enough to take out and I can't Mud Shot down, then I definitely should have just double Aqua Tail, but it's close. It's close for the Mud Shot down, so probably is the best play to just go double Mud Bomb. Body Slam. Now it's a race. Oh, I do throw anyways. Would have been close. I could have maybe aggressively farmed down Mud Shot, but I'm 1 HP away, so that's a kind of risky. They get it for Alligator, so I go Jump Bluff. Now it is a Hydro Cannon, Ice Beam, bait game. So I get baited on the first one here. Oh no, I don't get baited. I shield correctly. And then I bait. And they shield. Okay, so things are looking okay. Now get the move off. They're likely to double shield this. And they do. And now I want to see if I just try and sweep. Sea Titan comes in. Okay, so this is where I was like, okay, take a move. Let's see how much it does. Well, that is a friggin' lot. Now, obviously, this is a super effective move, and I'm a Shadow, so this is going to one-shot. But, like, man, that took me down, and now they got a couple more farm here. So I'm like, crap. And then I get baited here, and then Ice Beamed. So, again, a lot of these matchups is just like, crap. I lose CMP here. Yeah, like, a lot of these losses probably should not have been losses. Not that they shouldn't be losses, but it was a lot of just, like, calling the wrong bait, not shielding when I should have, letting them over farm when I shouldn't have done that, right? So, staying in here because I know they're glassy. Maybe if I chip here, they may shield. If not, then I probably put myself in an easy spot to Fairy Wind down here. But I do need to respect the Power Gem anyways because I'm a flyer. So I will shield. And then I was like, oh, I got to throw a move before they get to move. And then we CMP, so I just go down with I just lose energy. Like, again, I played like crap. Oh, buddy, calm down. It's such a... People who don't have kids might think I'm like heartless. And then if you have kids, you learn what cries are real and what cries are fake. And then you can like know when they're just like sucking for the sake of sucking versus like when something's really wrong. When they're crying and something's really wrong, you know. When they're crying for just being sucks, it's easier to ignore. So he's just wanting because he's either not getting his way. Yeah, he's not getting his way. He wants to either watch something or play with something, and the answer is no, and he's not getting his way, and so he's freaking out. Welcome to the world of parenting. Okay, double foul play here. These should grab the shields. But then I think I lose because they have like multiple moves here in the back. Because I'm switch locked and I'm hoping I can get a move off, and I'm out of move, but I guess I'm in the mid animation. Maybe I'm on 8 there and they register on 8. So now they're at 2 draw runs and I can be taken out. So yeah. Buddy, calm down. Soul Rock. Yeah, oh my god, I remember losing this too. Okay, great lead. Malamar comes in. I'm like, okay. I'll just, that Psywave animation is crazy. I'll just chip here. I'm like, okay, that's great. Now I have a Fairy Wind user. I can maybe just take the rest of this out, and it can't throw Superpower, has to throw Foul Play. So I should be okay here. And okay, let's just take this out here. Can't quite take it out. 1 HP, and again, just like lives with 1 HP. Gets a Foul Play, which now makes it like farm down range for the other one. So also a Psywave user, and look how much damage that is doing. So get off the Energy Ball, grab a shield. They're going to throw right before you get to the move. That animation is wild and in your face. They just Rock Slide. What is in the back? It is the new Pokemon. Here we go. Here we go. The new Pokemon comes out, and it's using Razor Leaf. Now, if you watch my analysis of are these Pokemon good, all of them are very, very attack heavy, but not good. So now we have a attack heavy Razor Leafer against a Shadow Sableye. If this was a normal Sableye, no freaking problem. I'm going to get to 2 Foul Plays with ease. Claws will add up. I'll get to 2 Foul Plays and take it out. Well, what happens here when you have a Shadow Sableye? What happens is that 20% more damage from Razor Leaf, Stab, on an attack heavy Pokemon adds up. And it adds up to the tune of, I don't get to a second move now. So I get taken out here because I have a Shadow Sableye. If I was a regular Sableye, I get to that Foul Play with ease and win this matchup. But now, the Razor Leaf adds up and they fast move me down with the Soul Rock. And that was what I felt a lot with. So now the question is, what are my final thoughts on Sableye as we play out this final matchup? Earlier in the video, I said, you're going to either like this for the extra damage output or you're going to hate it for the damage that you take. More often than not in these battles, I hated it for the damage that I took. I did not like... I've played with Sableye since it's been available to use. And I've used it in a very certain situation as a safe swap to try and flip shields. And it's one that if you get a couple claws ahead with energy, with return, which provides you enough coverage for against like fairies and stuff like that, can flip switch or grab shields, because you could take a shield and then you're just going to outpace the 2 moves and you can probably grab a shield. You can't do that with Sableye. You can't do that with Shadow Sableye. It plays completely different, and I don't like the way it plays. That being said, I'm not saying that it's worse. Honestly, I'm not saying that it's worse. I'm saying that me personally, I don't like how it plays compared to the non-Shadow. And again, this is one of yours where you need to just you need to play with yours and to make your own decision. What you didn't see is the cost to build this up. 296 XL candies, because it's like a 110-15. Great IVs. All my XLs and like 570,000, 600,000 dust to build up. This thing's expensive. Now, the third question that people may ask is, if you are worried about that, if you're worried about the glassiness of the Shadow Sableye, can you not just run regular Sableye with Power Gem? I don't know. I really don't know. The trade-off is, if you looked at the damage per energy, if you look at the actually like raw damage and the damage per energy, Power Gem is still well below Return. And at that point, I probably want Return for the better damage per energy, better output for damage, and better coverage. So I think on a regular Sableye, it doesn't make sense to run anything but Return. I don't think Power Gem is better on regular Sableye. I think where Shadow Sableye just helps it out is because it's a quicker move, way quicker than Return, with the 20% shadow damage bonus, which then makes it like a close to 2 damage per energy move for a quicker move. So I don't think regular Sableye, normal Sableye with Power Gem is going to work I think you either use the Shadow with the Power Gem or you use the regular with the Return. Again, maybe I just need to personally wrap my mind around like, I got to move it down a tier. You know what I probably need to do? So if you watched my video, I've got my YouTube over here, so I'm just trying to remember if I can see what the name is. It is, I don't see it on this list, but it was basically a video that talked about understanding the role of the new Pokemon. Yeah, understanding the role of next season meta Pokemon. And in that, I went over the different stat products. I said if you have 100 attack and below, you're like the bulky Pokemon. If you have the 110, like the Quagsires, you still got enough bulk and enough spam. Your moves don't hurt enough. And Sableye was right in the middle at 120. If you have the 120 attack like Sableye, you can output damage, you can take a move, but you can take one move, they can take one move, stuff like that. With the 20% bonus on your attack and less off your defense, I need to move it from that 120 roll to the glass cannon roll plus 130 attack, right? Because you got a 20% bonus, which is going to put you above 130. You got a 20% decrease on your defense, which is going to bring you below 100 or like right around 100. You essentially turn Sableye into a glass cannon type Pokemon in terms of just pure stat product. So from that perspective, I should probably be building it the same way like Machamp and Golurk are in my thumbnail. And don't get me wrong, Shadow Sableye is not as glassy as Shadow Machamp and Golurk. I can tell you right now it's not as glassy, but I think you probably need to build closer to how you build those teams than you would here, acting as a safe swap with whatever Pokemon on the side. So I think that's probably the difference. Yeah, that is it. So let me know your thoughts if you've used Shadow Sableye or what you're thinking. Welcome to I'm so excited, and I can't get too excited because I know it's going to happen in like a month. So if you've made it this long, you're either a very loyal supporter or you're new to the channel and like, oh, I want to see why is this such a long video? Well, I hope you got a lot of good detail out of it. Let's go into the personal for a couple minutes here. Yesterday, I guess 2 days ago now, on the Tuesday, I got 129 new subscribers. That is my second highest growth day ever. The first highest was when I had less than 1,000 subscribers and Poke Daxi put me on his channel for the first time. And that's when I got a bunch of like 500 new subscribers in one day. So that will never repeat unless someone like Brandon Tan or Mystic, which will never happen, like call me out on their channel, right? For the most part, that will never ever happen again. So to have 129 new people in one day is insane for me. Yesterday, when I'm filming this yesterday, I'm already up another 60. So that is 189 in 2 days. To put that in perspective, in July, I only had 420 new subscribers. So in 2 days, I made like 40% of what I made in all of July. And like some of the months before that were worse. Everyone is excited about this season. The content creators are trying their hardest to post. I was kind of just commenting on my with my friends and my factions. I'm like, freak, I cannot keep up. Like I post 2 a day. Because again, if you don't know, most of you probably know my lifestyle, but 2 young kids, full-time job, make the 2 videos at night before I go to bed. Freaking Yonkis and Home Slice have put out 4 videos in 24 hours. And even Rise, who used to post once every 3 days, posted 3 in 24 hours. I'm just like, ugh. And it comes down to like every single content creator is trying to push out these videos because as you can see by my subscriber growth in the last 2 days, people are looking for content. And even one of my friends was like, yeah, I can confirm. Yesterday was the first time I watched YouTube videos in a long time. And that's the thing. The meta was the same. It was same for sure for 2 seasons. But if you're looking back probably 3 to 4 seasons, it was pretty similar for 3 to 4 seasons. And now it's brand new and there's a million new Pokemon. So people want to see these in action. So you are getting a bunch of new eyes on your content, which is great for me. Now, that being said, what did I say that I'm worried about? Everyone's going to see these Pokemon in the first couple weeks. You're going to see them in Ultra League in a bit too. And then Great League is going to come around for the second time in like 4 weeks. And then maybe the third time in 5 weeks. And then suddenly, these new Pokemon, you know how to use them. You know how to team build with them. You're going to get sick of them. You're going to get sick of seeing Quagsire. Not Quagsire. You're going to get sick of seeing Clodsire everywhere. You're going to get sick of seeing Shadow Machamp and Pangoro everywhere. And then it's gonna nosedive. All this excitement is gonna go away. So we're all that you'll see the content creation. You'll just see. Watch the views now. Watch how many videos content creators are putting out now, and then watch it in a month and a half, 2 months. End of October, beginning of November, when the meta starts to get stale, when people already know. Watch the view counts relative to this, and watch the engagement and stuff like that. It's going to go way down. That's my guess. Anyways, not to sound like a Debbie Downer. 31 minutes. If you've made it this long, I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Hope you're liking the content. Like I said, views are up, subscribers up, comments are through the roof. So appreciate all of that. While we're talking about YouTube, someone asked in the comments below, what helps a YouTube channel? Liking, commenting. There's 4 things that help a YouTube channel. Just so you know. 1, when you see my video, click on it and watch it, because the first metric that YouTube uses is called click-through rate, which is basically if you as this end user see my video and thumbnail, do you click on it or not? That's a metric. So if you click on it, pro. Second is watch time. So why I'm still talking, because a 32-minute video, if the average video I make is 20 minutes and you watch 8 minutes, and I make a 30-minute video, it averages to 10 or 11, and my average view time is up, YouTube likes that. So that's a metric. And then liking and commenting for engagement. If you do those 4 things, so watch the video to the end, click on it when you see it, like and comment on the video, that feeds YouTube's algorithm, or whatever you want to call it, that this video will be more recommended to people who watch of similar taste. So anyone who watches GBL videos on YouTube who are not subscribed to me, or even if some are subscribed to me, will probably get this video as recommended if you do those 4 things. Now you know the YouTube game. Anyways, that's enough talking. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.